Y'all, real quick, I also wanted to touch on this topic. It's random. I don't know why it's been on my heart to share this with you guys, but I want to advise or encourage, if you're a woman that is about 25-ish to your high 30s, and you've never gotten pregnant, you're sexually active, you've never gotten pregnant, and let's say you're married or you have a boyfriend, ideally you should be married, but we're talking for real, right? Y'all know how we talk, okay? So you have your partner, you guys have been together, you guys are active for more than 6 months, a year, and you're not being cautious. So let's say husband and wife, let's do that. So if you're married and it's been over a year and you do not have you never gotten pregnant, you do not have kids, it's really important that you go to check yourself out, right? Because a lot of times, like 80%, 70 to 80% of women, especially African American women, Black women, have fibroids, right? And a lot of times fibroids are asymptomatic apart from resulting in infertility, right? There's some people that have fibroids, and because of that, they have super heavy periods. They have periods that last more than 7 days. They're often anemic because the fibroids is drawing, the blood source. What else? Some people have pain. Some people physically, they have a big abdomen because of the fibroids growing. Some people have a lot of issues with their fibroids, and there's other people who really don't have any issues or that are noticeable apart from just infertility. And there's a lot of older women that I feel like, looking back, never had children, right? And they just chalked it up as to they weren't meant to have kids, which, I mean, maybe that could be the case, I don't know. But I realize the importance of having a good health insurance and using your health insurance, right? Because sometimes we have health insurance, but we don't use our plan for whatever reason. We're busy working. We don't want to take the time off to go to medical appointments. We're scared to hear bad news. And, that sounds silly, but it's a real thing. And so it's important to go get checked out, because sometimes the reason for the infertility is fibroids. Depending on where the fibroid is and how big it is, it can actually keep you from getting pregnant. And back in the day, a lot of times, as soon as a woman had fibroids, they would be encouraged to have a hysterectomy. Them days are gone. Now you have about 3 different ways that you can remove your fibroids. You can have an open myomectomy, where it's basically like a C-section, and they remove them that way. There's also laparoscopically, where they do like little incisions and take it out, like sometimes like from your belly button, or it's not obvious, it's like small incisions. And there's another one where they like freeze it and blast it. I can't remember what that one is called. FE something. But there's different alternatives, right? Instead of jumping to just having a hysterectomy. It's really important that you look into this. And the reason why I said 20 something, I feel like when you're young, and let's say if you're active when you're young, you're not trying to have a baby then, right? So every month that you get your time of the month, you're like, ooh, thank God. Then you get to an age where you're looking into your career and you're like, oh, I don't want a baby now because I'm in school and this and that. So, woo, you're happy. Then you'll get to this age where you're like maybe mid 30s, low 30s, and it's just hitting you that, oh, something might be wrong. And so by the time, if you're smart to start looking into it, it takes a while, right? Like, I'm going to give you an example. I don't know how my phone jumps in color. I'm going to give you an example. For me, I told y'all I'm going to go get my fibroids removed this year. I've been waiting to get them removed since last year. The people that are going to remove my fibroids are very, they're the top of the, they do this in real life. Like, they're the best of the best. So it's a long waiting list. I could have left and gone somewhere else to get it done, in less amount of wait time, but I rather to go to the people that know what they're doing for real. So it's been since maybe October that I've been waiting, and I now got a date for June. After you have them removed, you then have to wait, I want to say like 3 months before you can start trying to have a baby, right? If that's the path that you want to go on. So the reason why I'm sharing this with you is if you are married and you want to start your family, it's important that you start working on that from early, right? Because let's say you're about 25, 26, you see that it's a problem. You might not be in a place that you want to have kids at that point, but that's enough time that you could go, get a date, have them removed, heal, and then by the time you're maybe 32, now you're all set. The passage, the cavities all clear, there's no issues, and you don't have to wait and push you over into, more years before you can think about that again. So that's just something that I just randomly want to talk about. I do plan to do more videos on fibroids. Again, I do have fibroids. I pretty much haven't had issues with mine, and I thank God for that, because the people I know that have had issues, they're like in the hospital every month because the time of month is brutal. Like, they are damn near dying every single month. And I'm grateful that, I've had a bad time of the month or a heavy flow, but it's manageable, especially at this point for me, because I'm used to it. But there are symptoms and things that having fibroids have affected for me. So I do plan to start videos on that closer to the time, closer to my surgery time, post-op, all of that. So if you're interested and you want more information, subscribe to my channel, y'all. And I just want to throw in one more thing. It's important that you know that fibroids can grow back. So if you do what I'm saying and you get the surgery done at like 27, but you don't want to have a baby until 30s, make sure that you are changing your diet, changing your lifestyle, so that you don't have them grow back by the time when you are ready again to have a baby. So I just want you to keep that in mind. For my ladies listening, if you see, like I said, a year has passed and you did not get pregnant, just go get stuff checked out. Might not be time, God might not see fit, whatever. But just make sure that there's not something more going on that you need to, have done or dealt with in order for you to move forward with your family planning. All right? Subscribe to my channel, y'all.